Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to our podcast. I just want to share, I'm so elated that you can now not only hear us on Podbean, but you can also hear our podcast now on Spotify, on Amazon Music, on Samsung Podcast, as well as Boom Play. Look at the Lord opening doors, making a way.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
so excited about everything that He is continuing to do just for us. Oh, we are truly excited. And so, welcome back once
Yes.
again to our podcast, Sisters in Ministry. And I am Pastor T.
And I am Minister D. We are indeed sisters in ministry, and we are thrilled to have you with us today.
Yes, welcome back to our show. Listen, today we are diving into a fascinating and crucial topic, the power of partnership, working together in ministry. Let me tell you, you better get ready because working together in ministry can be something else. Minister D.
That's right, Pastor T. On today's show, we will uncover the secrets of successful collaboration in ministry, especially when participating and partnering with family. Let's get started, Pastor T.
Yes, we will get started. Before we jump into that first point, let me just tell you, I can give you a for instance. Today, I went to say, okay, let me do a review because we have so many things on our schedule through the week. I said, let me do a
Mhm.
review so I can
Yes.
make sure that I'm on task for the podcast on the day. And guess what? Five of the podcast series for the next few weeks were missing. I said, oh my goodness. I had somewhere I had to be for ministry. Luckily, blessfully, not luckily, blessfully, my sister contacted me and said, hey, what are we doing today? Which episode? And I was able to say, hey, I don't see any of the episodes. And she forwarded them to me. So doing ministry together can really be a crucial thing. Our first point of discussion is about the benefits and challenges of partnering with family in ministry. Working with family members, as we all know, can be incredibly rewarding because that
Mhm.
person knows you, all of that. They've experienced things you've experienced, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. Minister D?
Yes. One of the main benefits is the deep sense of trust and understanding that comes from working with family.
Mhm.
You share a history, you share values, and a level of communication that can be very effective in ministry.
You
Pastor
are
T.
correct. Yes, you
Yes.
can. You are correct. But on the flip side of that, Minister D, the challenge is
Mhm.
maintaining a professional relationship while
Yes.
navigating personal dynamics.
Yes.
Disagreements can be more intense, and it can
Mhm.
be difficult to separate personal issues from ministry work. And that's because you're invested. If you like, we're doing ministry together, this is my sister. So if we have a misunderstanding through the week and we haven't worked through it, and here comes Saturday, it's time to do sisters in ministry. Okay.
Yes.
And we still have to do sisters in ministry. But
Mhm.
it makes it easier when there aren't any issues like that. But it's harder to do that. I mean, it really is. I've done ministry with family now for over 20 years. And so
Yes.
sometimes it's like, hoo, 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 hurrah. Other times it's like, okay, I'm treading lightly. I don't know. But I have to tell you, I wouldn't trade working with family for anything. Minister D, what do you think about it?
I wouldn't trade working with family either. I absolutely love it. I love all the good times, the bad times. I love it all. So I love working with family. Period. Um, it's important to establish a clear boundaries from the
Mhm.
start, and each person role and what they are doing to ensure that both the ministry and family members remain healthy and strong. The
Listen,
relationship, I'm sorry,
yes,
family
yes.
members' relationship remains
Mhm.
healthy and strong. Yes.
Yes, it's so important with that. But let me tell you, that can be difficult. That really
Yes.
can. But we have to set the boundaries, because here's the thing. Even if Minister D, when I, in our sense of my baby sister, and she and I have not agreed upon something, Saturday is
Hmm.
still coming, people. You guys
Right.
expect to hear us to get on and be inspirational, to share
Yes.
our sisterhood and the things that we're
Yes.
doing. So it doesn't overly matter what we've experienced through the week. We have to
Right.
go past that and say, hey, the ministry that we've been called to and assigned to is more important than that. I'm jumping off of this a little bit, but I'm gonna get back on task. Listen, one of the things that I have found as a
Hmm.
senior pastor, a pastor in ministering over the last 20 something years, is that
Yes.
you have to learn to prioritize, and then you have to learn how to compartmentalize. Okay. It doesn't mean that those feelings that you're experiencing, it doesn't mean that you don't have to resolve and talk about that more. I mean,
Right.
we really, I think our family, before we come on things, we really aren't at each other like that.
Right.
Usually we've talked enough through the week where it's kind of been resolved. We all have,
Right.
like a sense of humor. We talk through
Yes.
things. I pray through things. We pray through things, and then
Yes.
we work them out. So it's pretty easy. We pretty much know each other's demeanor and how we are. So we
Right.
know when, okay, I probably should have said that, probably shouldn't have did that. We already know those things. And
Right.
so we're just like, okay, I better tread lightly with this until we work through this. And so, with that, like you said, setting the boundaries can be
Mm-hmm.
so important, because that maintains the separation of ministry and
Hmm.
family. When sometimes when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you as my sister. Other times when
Yes.
I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you as ministry. So we have to be able to discern and kind of separate the two. That's where the compartmentalizing comes. I tell you, it can be woohoo, something else. Here's a question,
Yes.
Minister D. What
Yes.
benefits have you experienced when partnering with family in ministry?
The biggest benefit that I have had is the fact that I am in ministry with family.
Mm-hmm.
You know each other, and
Yes.
that's a great advantage to have, because when something's not quite the way it should be, whether your siblings say it or not. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
just been a blessing, and you're able to uh, just be comfortable in all the things that you need to do as far as ministry is concerned, Pastor T.
Yes. And I think so, Minister D, as well, because one thing that I love about it is that this
Mhm.
person that's on there is a vested interest. You're my sister, I'm your sister. If I look bad, you look bad, we look bad. So we kind of
Right,
have each other's back to kind of
right,
make sure, okay, that you're okay, I'm okay. And that's
right,
important in
right.
ministry. A lot of times you feel lonely when you're doing ministry sometimes, especially when you
Yes,
step out on new and unknown, which is kind of what we're doing here in
yes,
Sisters in Ministry. And with that, it's so comforting to me as your sister to know that, okay, this is my sister. So I don't have to try to figure out all these other things. This is my
right,
sister that's on here with me. And so that makes a
right,
major
right.
difference in partnering and doing ministry together. Oh, Minister
Yes,
D, this is
yes.
just getting good to me on today. I'm making sure, girl, that I stay where I am supposed to be on today. So, moving on, we're going to talk about tips for effective teamwork and communication. These tips can help ensure
Hmm.
that your partnership is productive and that it is harmonious. Minister D?
Yes. Another example is a story we heard from a fellow minister
Mm-hmm.
who partners with his wife
Mm-hmm.
in leading a community church outreach program.
Mm-hmm.
Their combined efforts have led to the growth and success of their initiatives, from feeding the homeless to organizing educational programs for underprivileged youth. And uh, it's been a great work that we uh, that is going on, Pastor T.
I have to agree with you. You know, I think back when we first started, and we started with the first country of India with Pastor K,
Mhm.
our senior pastor there, and all the things
Yeah,
that he is doing. It was tough getting that established, going with him into these endeavors that he was doing, making sure that we were supporting effectively the way that we needed to, and just being able to talk to family and say,
hmm,
hey, how can we make this grow more, along with partnering with another ministry that's not family, but they become your extended family because you're doing ministry together as a family. And as those relationships begin to just be nurtured, I tell you,
yeah,
they have grown. It's been some years now with Pastor K, but when we first started out in India, it was like touch and go. And I thank
yeah,
God, for family being there to support, to say, hey, we can do this. This is what we need to do. Let's move forward
yeah.
this way, that way, and we will be successful at doing that. What do you think, Minister D?
Yes, I think that it's very important that we, are always grounded with family. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important that we, kind of do things that are going to help people and reach out to others. Pastor T.
Amen. I agree with you because our motto we know is Meriwether Global Ministries is a ministry at work, winning souls for Christ all around the world. So we're going to move on to segment 3, tips for effective
Yes, yes.
teamwork and communication. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to discuss some practical tips and some effective teamwork and communication to
Yeah.
ensure that your partnership is productive and harmonious. Correct, Minister D?
Yes. First, it's essential to establish clear roles and responsibilities. This helps prevent misunderstandings, and it ensures that everyone knows what is expected of them. Even though we get off task sometimes, you still know
Mhm.
what's expected of you.
I
Pastor T.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Yes.
Listen, regular and open communication is another key factor. We have to make it a habit to have frequent check ins with each other to discuss
Yes.
progress, address
Hmm.
any issues, and celebrate successes. I have to tell you, it's wonderful to be able to celebrate a success with your
Yes.
sister. To say, hey, we
Yes.
accomplished this. We got it done for the Lord. And to know that it not only means something to you, but it means something to them because we're doing it together. We never
Yes.
expected to move and be on Spotify and Amazon Music and all those things this
Mhm.
quick because we just started. This is just our
Yes.
sixth episode. So God is
Yes.
blessing and He is opening up so many doors, but it comes from effective communication, from us showing appreciation, thanking God, and for us
Yes.
talking, compromising, and being willing and able to do the things that we need to do. Oh, this
Yes.
next question, I tell you what, we were just putting some real hard questions here for ourselves. I'm looking at them here and I'm going, who wrote these questions? Okay. What strategies have you found effective for maintaining clear communication in your ministry partnership? So, what works best for you, Minister D, when communicating back and forth so that you have clarity? What works?
Um, well, what I found to work for me is I'm not afraid to ask a lot of questions and
Mm-hmm.
communicating back and forth. I don't mind asking. I will call 5 times if I have to clarify something with my sister about the program that we're gonna that's coming on. I ask questions. I just found it's better to just be yourself, make
Mm-hmm.
sure that the other person understands, and uh, your contribution to the podcast and everything is a big thing. Pastor T, I'm gonna let you talk.
Yes, okay, because listen here, I agree with you. I think the fact that we will call each other back and forth and we will say, hey, what are we going to do on this part? And okay, have you
Mhm.
sent the link? Are we doing this? What's going
Right,
on? Those things make
right,
the difference because you're in constant communication, yet you're able to get it done, the things that you need to get done. And so it's a wonderful experience for me. I look forward to Saturdays, knowing we're going to come on. We're going to talk about things. We're going to jump and delve right in there, as they say, and we get them going. And I'm doing it with my sister, get to laugh, talk, go over ministry
right,
things. So it's
right.
invaluable just for me. I tell you. The thing here now, I'm looking at what we wrote down on this paper. I don't know what we were
Mhm.
thinking. It says that, sometimes we're not at segment 4 yet. It says, how do we ensure that our team members feel valued and appreciated, if I can read, those that work with us? How do we make sure that they are appreciated? Well, I think
Um,
go ahead,
go
Minister
ahead, D.
D.
No,
You
Pastor
want
T,
me to
go
go?
ahead.
Okay,
Yes,
I
go ahead.
think a lot of times just saying thank you. I appreciate
Yes,
you. I value what we're doing. For one, will say thank you. I will send out things. I can be a little
mhm,
bossy at times because I get kind of zoomed in. But outside of that, I try to say thank you. It was good, so that you can really, people feel good when you say that was good. It makes them feel
yes,
capable when you said, hey, yeah, you did that. This is what we need on our team. So it's so important when you're doing ministry with family, when you're doing ministry with others and partnering with others, that you let them know that they are valued, that they are appreciated, and that you couldn't do it without them.
yes, yes.
I think
I
it's so
agree.
important.
Yes, I agree,
100%.
Pastor T. People need
Yes,
to hear that you appreciate them. And that's something that I think that we all, as a family, we're very good at. We let everyone know how much we appreciate everything that they do. So,
yes.
Pastor T, I think a lot of times when because she will call and she will say, "Hey, you did a great job," but in the
Mhm.
midst of congratulating you and everything, she also help you to be better. So that's appreciated as well, Pastor T.
Okay, it's appreciated. Well, thank you. You the first one to say that. Everybody else be looking at me like I'm absolutely crazy. Listen, I had Lady Betty Rose Atmore Merriweather and the late great Reverend Dr. J. Merriweather Sr. And excellence was the hello. That was the theme of
Yes.
things that you did for God. You did them with excellence. And so no matter how well, you might have thought, oh, I did this. They
Mhm.
came with things that would help you to move even further in doing the things of the Lord, where you did them just exceptionally for the
Yes.
Lord. You want to be able to do them with excellence all the time. And so, yes, so I appreciate that. So at least you're the one person in the world that was okay with me saying something. I appreciate that so very much,
Yes.
because everybody else be
Yes.
looking
Yes.
disgruntled and like, oh my goodness, here she comes, the nerve of her. So I guess we'll
Yes.
move into segment 4, listener stories and advice. Well, Minister D,
Okay.
we're not going to hear from the listeners right now. You can put things in the comments if you want to, especially
Okay.
any kind of little story, or for instance, that you want to share, you can do that. But
Yes.
Minister D, if you could just take my portion right there, where it says Pastor
Okay.
T.
Whether you have experienced the joy of successful collaboration or face challenges, your insights can help others navigate their own partnerships in ministry. You can learn so much when Pastor T,
Mm-hmm.
when you experience the joys and the successful collaborations that or face challenges. So, in
Mm-hmm.
saying that alone, I think that's a big part of the growth in ministry. Pastor
I
T.
think so too. I agree with you so very much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stories are invaluable, testimonies are invaluable, but it's something about when you're in there and you're working and you're getting it done, that together you have
Yes.
collaborated, you have done this, your partnership is coming to something that has a great ending to it, that you got it done. I tell you, that's a great feeling when you accomplish
Yes.
something in ministry and working together. But some of those things, like we told you, is through clear communication, setting
Yes.
boundaries. Okay. And you have to
Mm-hmm.
be an effective listener, not just listening. You have to be an active listener. I'm sure my sister, who
Yes.
is an educator, can back me up in that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to active listen, not just hear what you want to
Yes.
hear so you can jump in and it's your turn. Actively
Yes.
listen to what the person is saying to you, because that makes a difference in how the partnership works, how much work you get done together, the
Yes.
clarity. It 100% establishes the boundaries, and it lets each partner know that you are respected in
Yes.
this ministry partnership. So, working together, I agree with you. These things are so important for working
Yes.
together. Well, we're getting close now to, believe it or not, we've been on here a little bit. I can't even believe it. It just kind of went along, kind of fine. Did y'all like how that country came out? I can't even believe that. I'm the one, I have a sense of humor. I always have. And so we are just moving along. We hitting these things, bop,
Yes.
bop, bop,
Yes.
bop, bop. I got to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
it really helped when we sat down and we talked about, hey, let's make sure that we script this out so that we'll know where
Yes.
we are, so we don't get lost
Yes.
in some kind of craziness.
Right.
And y'all know sometimes I do, because that's my personality. But most of the time, we stay on task. And that's because we script it out where we can go from one to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. So
Yes.
Tanya won't over talk it, and Deanna get to participate. Because I tell y'all, Tanya can go on and on. I always have been. But
Yes.
way we're both able to effectively, as sisters, be able to communicate together. Listen, are there any things you think we left out today, Minister D? I'm looking back up here, in our segments that we had. You think we left out anything? I'm looking.
No, I think we covered it all. I think we
I think
covered
we
it
did
all.
too. We talked
Yes.
about
Yes.
benefits and challenges of partnering with
Mm-hmm.
family and ministry. Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered that. The real life examples of collaboration. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about that in our ministry experience. Tips for effective teamwork and
Yes.
communication. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
what did we say? Clear roles. You have to establish clear
Yes.
roles, boundaries. That means knowing who's responsible for what, respecting
Yes.
them. When you give a role, you have to be ready to respect that partnership and the role that that person plays. This show doesn't
Yes.
just say Sisters in Ministry, Pastor T, and Minister D is
Mm-hmm.
guest. No, it says Sisters in Ministry, Minister D,
Yes.
and Pastor T. So that means that in a partnership, we both have equal, where we can say, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do that. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, that works. That's what partnering is about. And so we're trying to tell you today how to be effective at working together. We shared stories. We gave some advice.
Yes.
Man, we just really just did it here today. Just moved on through this. Well, we hope today's discussion, our episode, has provided you with valuable insight and
Mm-hmm.
encouragement on the power of partnership, working together in ministry. Minister D?
Thank you for joining us today on Sisters in Ministry. Remember, effective partnership can greatly enhance your ministry work, bring both joy and fulfillment. Pastor
So
T.
until next time, may your partnership be blessed and your ministry work thrive. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye. And God bless.
Mm-hmm.